In the breezes that gently blow through the arcaded streets, the new merges with the old, the city's prosperity taking different forms over the years. Nowadays, these age-old alleyways have taken on their own form, providing a window into the everyday lives of the locals. Perusing the tomes in cloudscape, scarcely aware of time's passing. Book in hand, gazing out over Haikou Bay, alone with my thoughts, relaxing indeed. Living it up after sundown at Haikou Movie Town, taking a trip back in time. Look at all these wonderful costumes, especially this one. They rather resemble something out of Shanghai in the roaring 20s. In this week's show, I shall be showing off Haikou's absolute best. Hainan's capital city, Haikou, is a place not to be missed on any visit to the province. But with such a variety of things to see here, where should you start? Today, I shall be recommending a rather different set of activities for you. Since ancient times, Haikou's rich culture has attracted visitors from far and wide. As the only designated national historical and cultural town in the province, Haikou has long been regarded as southern China's cultural hub. Its unique cultural milieu has drawn many an artistic buff. For those of us who are familiar with Haikou, the clock tower is certainly no stranger. Regarded as one of the city's landmarks, it has borne witness to the huge changes that have taken place in Haikou over the years. The clock tower was first built for people working in foreign trade. Nearly half a century later, passers-by would look at the clock tower not only to check the time, but also as a way of orientating themselves. The clock tower that we see here is a 1987 recreation of the original one. Built with red brick and a turreted roof, it cuts a decidedly Western-style profile. It reminds me just a little bit of Big Ben, wouldn't you say? The bells of the clock tower echo out from its old mottled walls, recounting stories from the past of the trials and tribulations of this city. Across the road from the clock tower, rows of old buildings are visible, forming Haikou's well-known historical arcaded streets. Haikou's arcaded streets were once the beating commercial and political heart of the city. Nowadays, these age-old alleyways have taken on their own form, providing a window into the everyday lives of the locals. If you want to know the background of these arcaded avenues, then you should start here at 水巷口。咱们这条街叫水巷口啊，但是我没看到水，为什么叫水巷口呢？
因为水巷口它原来最早的时候是琼州府的一个繁荣的码头，这一带呢有水有巷，所以叫水巷口。
水巷口 took its name from the river that ran past the end of the street. To its west lies Haikou's earliest ferry terminal, convenient for water and land transportation and facilitating trade. As the city centre slowly moved towards 水巷口, the area around the historical arcaded streets became ever busier. Today's 水巷口 has become synonymous with Hainan cuisine. The little eater is on both sides, carrying on the finest of Hainan's culinary traditions, and you know what? I think I can already smell something appetizing in the making. Centered around 水巷口 and within a radius of about 1 kilometer is where restaurants serving 辣汤饭 are concentrated. A dish combining spicy soup and rice, the most emblematic dish in this area of Haikou. The steam from the kitchens dotted around these lanes adds a sense of tranquility and ceremony.
辣汤饭的话，早期的话是海口这边有一个码头，然后的话都是那些工人早期赶集，还有那些渔民的话在那边打鱼，然后的吃的早餐。
哦，就他们的工作餐。
对，它是胡椒的辣，不是那个辣椒的辣，因为渔民的话出海打鱼，然后天气会比较寒冷，然后吃胡椒的话，它会比较暖胃，身体也会比较暖舒服一些。
有道理哈，哎，那为什么要配备这个东西呢？
因为早期的时候，辣汤饭的话，它只是一碗米饭跟一碗汤，然后吃的话可能饱腹感没有那么强，然后后面会增加了一个腊肠跟鸡蛋进去，
营养可能也会均匀一点，
会协调一点。
The essence of this dish lies in its carefully prepared spicy soup. The pungency of the white pepper masks the smell of the pork. Simple ingredients from an uncomplicated time. 这个辣，我品到了，就在这个胡椒粉里面，对吧？
我们用的是海南的本地白胡椒，而且是老胡椒才可以熬出这个味道。那个汤的话，它是我们每天早上5点钟开始烹饪，因为的话，我们的里面的产品就是种类的话会比较多，它熬的时间也不同，所以它出来的那个口感也不一样。
而且我能想象哈，冬天的时候，如果你吃这个，你真的整个身体就会觉得很暖和的哈。Well, it might not look like much, but I can assure you that it is in these little eateries tucked away in the back streets that the most authentic flavors are to be found. A modest bowl of spicy soup and rice represents the simplest of pleasures in these long-established surroundings. Old streets and alleyways weaving hither and thither course like arteries through the city. Decade after decade have evidently left their marks here. 我看这个骑楼的风格都差不多，但是我注意到了哈，在墙面上有很多细节是不同的，比如说刻的什么画什么都不一样啊。
因为这个骑楼建筑它主要是在结合中西方建筑元素的基础上，它还融合了中国最传统的这个建筑文化。所以像我们看到这个外立面上有很多这个立体的浮雕，像一些梅兰竹菊啊，或是一些福禄寿，都是代表了中国的一个传统的吉祥符号。所以说它也是代表了当时华侨他回乡建设这个骑楼的时候，他对美好生活的一个向往。
The contrast between the architectural beauty and the down-to-earth atmosphere gives the arcaded streets a personal touch. These time-worn structures have weathered many a storm. 我感觉就是特别吸引我的眼球，就是这个楼哈，就很像那种欧式的巴洛克的风格，好了。
对，其实从那个骑楼的外立面上，它主要是有比较特殊的几种这个风格，像欧亚混交的文艺复兴式。或是这个巴洛克式，还有南洋式，这都是最典型的这个骑楼的外墙。因为在上个世纪的30年代，很多华侨他在东南亚一带就是赚了钱以后，他回到家乡建设，所以他把这种具有这个欧式这个风格的建筑带回到了海口。因为这种廊道式的建筑呢，它很适合在海口城市的出现。您看到它那个廊道，它又可以遮风挡雨，又可以为这个商家呢提供一个营商这个环境，
特别方便，很适合居住。Haikou arcaded buildings are a combination of traditional residential dwellings and Western-style architecture. They are an iconic symbol of cultural intercourse between East and West. When maintaining the arcades, every effort is made to preserve the original flavor while imbuing them with new life. 哇，你们这个大堂的装饰和设计很有特色的哈，特别是这些画。那是什么样的风格呢？
我们总体来说，我们这个酒店是一个比较高品质的建筑博物馆酒店，它深藏在骑楼建筑历史文化街区内。这里的建筑风格和室外的骑楼建筑的街区，它的风格总体上它是一个协调的。它虽然呈现的是本土的建筑的一些文化，但是它整个格调是一个南洋风格。
Creations Museum Hotel is so much more than just a hotel. Traditional artifacts, statues and sculptures invite the beholder to step back in time.
灰树就是用海南的一种本土的建筑材料海石灰，用它磨碎以后和稻草还有一些纸巾呢搅碎以后充分的搅和发酵，然后由工匠师傅进行一个雕塑的这样一个过程。
哇，很有本土的特色哈。那这些算是您说的这个灰塑吗？
这些都是。
那为什么要雕刻这些东西呢？这些图案有什么寓意吗？
因为这些图案实际上就是中国传统的图案，像八仙过海、五福图，还有旭日东升，这些都是中国传统的一些图案，它在寓意着吉祥如意、事事顺利这样的一些文化元素在里头。
很好的，特别吸引眼球哈。The hotel incorporates Hainan's traditional plaster moldings, along with many cultural elements typical to the north of Hainan. 咱们这儿的设计理念是什么呢？这个灵感从哪里来的？
你看这个顶还是海南本土的一个建筑风格，它是一个坡屋顶，海南民居的建筑风格。那么这个阳光房它是一种现代，这个金属格栅，透光轻巧，然后很便捷。 不像木质的东西那么沉重，所以它这块是比较现代的。
对，我感觉又现代，但是又带一点那种传统的这种文化哈。
对，像这个文竹，文竹是文人最喜欢的地方。这外面有一个坡屋顶，是我们琼北民居建筑的一个主要特色。那么下雨的时候，有这个雨水顺着这个屋顶滴下来，瓦檐滴水是我们中国的一个传统文化里面一个非常有意境的东西。
是这样子特意设计的吗？
刻意设计的。
Zhao Aihua oversaw the restoration of these historical arcaded buildings and as such has a deep understanding of them. Thanks to her forethought, she is able to present this exquisite museum piece to visitors. 那为什么在吉斗老街要设计这么一个酒店呢？
因为实际上我们想在给游客在老街有一个深度游和居住生活这样一个过程。那住在这里，你才能对整个老街的一种这个文化才有一个很好的体验。那么静下心来住个2天，这个酒店又能把我们的南洋文化能够充分的体现出来，又把我们海南的传统工艺和方法也全面的呈现出来，让外地游客在这里居住的时候能对海南的文化有充分的了解。
Architecture, as part of any locality's culture, has its place in the hearts and minds of a people. Inside the intangible culture hall in the old street, visitors can look upon smaller treasures that have likewise been handed down.
海南藤编是海南省省级非遗，它是差不多有60多年的非遗的历史啊。好的产品要通过打磨的话，要用2天的时间才编一个出来。普通的话呢，你要编一个出来，至少你要用2个小时才能够做一个初步的轮廓。然后呢，你在做的时候呢，你编这个右手一边，左手要一压，就是一环一环扣过来。如果你不这么扣的话，它就会松，它的这个均匀度啊就没那么均匀。
Yang Yuping has been doing rattan weaving for more than 25 years. After having compared many places, she noticed the excellent quality of Hainan rattan. So she decided to remain here and teach people the art of rattan weaving, itself an item of intangible cultural heritage.
它这个藤条，它选择的是一个气候，首先它是热带雨林，第二的话呢，它有盐的成分，就是海风嘛，它呢需要盐的成分来保养。其三的话呢，其实原来其实海南这边的话呢，也会有一些这个火山爆发，所以导致了它的土壤呢是灰色的。那么灰色土壤造就什么特性呢？就造就了这个藤啊，它有韧性，它不生虫，它不发霉，
很耐用，
然后呢很耐用，然后呢很坚固，所以说它导致到海南这个藤条，在全中国来说是最棒的。这个项目的话呢，我认为是一个对未来的发展很有意义的项目。下一步我们可以引进更高阶的一些技术，然后把它做成一个高端的工艺品。所以也需要你们这样国际的这个友人啊，来对我们中国传统文化的传播，同时给我们更多的一些知识节点，然后告诉我们应该怎么做得更好，
谢谢，
才可以让国外的客户也喜欢，是这样啊。
是。
很有意义啊！
一定要把这个海南的非遗带到国外去。
对，谢谢。
Well, don't be fooled at how simple this little basket looks. In fact, it takes about 2 days to make this, and that's a professional like Miss Yang. I've been doing this for a couple of minutes, and I've managed to, well, get about this much done. So I'm not too optimistic, but the main thing, of course, is to experience the delights. This old arcaded street has lived through the ages, and each corner has its own story to tell. Strolling down the quarter's Zhongshan Street, my nose is made aware of a light fragrance floating on the breeze. 老板娘你好。
你好。
我看你这个店的布置得很漂亮，是不是卖很多跟沉香有关的产品？
对，我们家就主要是做沉香的衍生产品，比如说线香啊、精油啊，还有那个好多的洗发水、沐浴露。
没想到可以用这个沉香做出这么多的产品，但我发现一个点哈，你们这个店叫沈香堂，而不是沉香堂，那什么意思呢？
沈在古语里面也同沉，是同音同字，从宋代就开始，有1000多年的历史。
In as early as the ancient Qin dynasty, spices were widely used in people's daily lives. With the passing of time, incense appreciation has become a custom for self-cultivation.
在唐宋时期就有这个帝王炉，这个就是打香篆，或者是点盘香用。以前的文人雅士都好那个陶冶情操嘛，然后就喝茶品香啊，打香篆啊。我们现在就可以演示一下这个打香篆哈。
xiangzhuan refers to the process of positioning incense powder using special molds to make certain patterns or characters before burning it. If the powder is not placed evenly, it will not burn completely. After several attempts, I finally succeed in creating a perfect picture. 先把这块放上去是吧？
对，然后把这个也盖上。
好。
就好的沉香呢，它有静心安神的作用。然后就有时候心情烦躁啊，你都可以点上一支沉香，或者是打一炉香钻，心情就马上就能平静下来啊。现在都市生活压力比较大嘛，我们都可以多闻闻沉香。
对，已经感觉得到，这个效果就来了。Well, this is very different to the incense sticks that I used to light as a child. They were sandalwood, I think, but this is a special Hainan incense. I'm getting a little scent of honey there. But the main thing is, there's a lot of culture and history in this whole process. It's really interesting to learn the tools that are used and the whole procedure for lighting the incense. If Haikou arcaded streets are a symbol of its traditional architecture, then this construction here in Haikou Bay could be said to represent the city's modern culture. Cloudscape is a library designed by famous architect Ma Yan-song. The organic white building seems like a multi-dimensional space-time tunnel connecting the urban area and the coast, reality and imagination. It is an integrated public space serving as both a library and a rest stop along the coastal walkway. 这个建筑物真的是很有设计感的哈，虽然看上去比较简约，但是给人一个很强烈的艺术感哈。
是的，我们海口移动图书馆的话是由一体浇筑而成，从整体呈现出来的流动感像云朵也像海水，所以给大家感觉特别自然，特别舒服。
The layers and complexity of the cavernous edifice give punters a feeling of inquiry and exploration. The different spaces are all connected by wavy concrete walls in this exceptionally designed construction. 来到里面，我感觉很有现代感哈，这个设计，而且我发现在顶上有很多不规则的这种圆洞啊，为什么要这么设计？
云东图书馆的设计师马岩松马老师所说的，就是这些无尽的洞，每一个小洞都是一个宇宙，然后呢，也是一个耳朵，让我们可以倾听大海的精神世界，就仿佛有一种穿越时空隧道的感觉。
很有创意哈。Cloudscape, with its undulating walls and giant glass windows, surprises and delights viewers. This pleasant space, containing thousands of books, offers a unique reading experience for all.
像这片区域的话，是我们云洞观景角度最为特别的一个观海阅读区。身后的话是琳琅满目的书籍，眼前是海面上的粼粼波光。为了保证大家有一个非常好的沉浸性的体验，所以呢，我们这边是预约制的。我们每天的话，在公众号上会开放400个名额。
就是最多400人才能同时在这里面。
是的，因为太多人的话，这个环境就会很嘈杂。
对，也不适合阅读哈。
是的。
确实，这里的环境非常的轻松的感觉，人不多，而且很安静啊，不能说大声哈。With book in hand, the flow of time is almost palpable. The sun's rays shining down through the holes give the impression that time has slowed down. My thoughts roam freely among the ocean of books. What a lovely feeling, just relaxing here on the sofa, book in hand, gazing out over Haikou Bay, alone with my thoughts, relaxing indeed. As the sun goes down, the twilight gives Cloudscape a warm afterglow. The hustle and bustle of the day disappears as the romantic nightlife begins. When the sun goes down and the lights come up, Haikou takes on an altogether different appearance and is still not short of fascinating places to visit, such as our next stop, Movie Town Haikou, where I shall take you on a trip down memory lane. Compared to the hubbub of the daytime, Haikou Movie Town at night is charming in a different way. I change into an outfit from the 1930s, which seems to transport me back to yesteryear. Look at all these wonderful costumes, especially this one. They rather resemble something out of Shanghai in the roaring 20s, and that is because I'm about to treat you all to a very special, one-of-a-kind evening performance now. Come with me. An energetic costume parade winds its way over beneath the pale moonlight, during which performers boldly show their prowess.
来，接下来呢，我们的老师说了，生活的这位外国友人上来，来感受一下。
好，你别害我
那
啊！
我们首先呢，先讲一下。
好。
过一会儿呢，老师会把他的这个火球吞在口中，这个口中的火会燃烧3到4秒钟左右。你以最快的速度，以另外一个火把把它点燃它。
Fire eating is one of China's traditional performance arts. Using his expertise, the performer manages to control the flames skillfully. While my challenge is difficult enough.
那1回生2回熟，第3就烤熟了。
那是。Third time lucky. OK， 好。
好，林经理。好。
As I wander through the neon-lit streets with lively performances going on all around me, the evening reaches its climax. The din left, right and centre makes it hard to tell whether this is film or real life. Charming old arcaded streets, the vibrant Cloudscape Library, or the fabulous night scenes here at Movie Town. Which would you choose? Should you be getting out and about this holiday, why not find out what gems are hidden away here in Haikou?
这里是海南卫视。